It's all confidence boosting now for him. Just needs to get himself lined up for game number 2. Yeah, that's a good out.
Well done, Michael Schmidt. Under the severest of pressure, it wasn't going right for him, but he's fished around, he's found his line, he's had a bit of luck as well. And he's managed to compile himself a 227 score in the first game. That's nice. Schmitty back in business. Now, Palermo will want to do exactly the same thing as Michael Schmidt has just done. If he can do that, then 279 will be his first game score, and a big lead. There he goes again.
Well, yeah, it's aggregate pins over 2 games, and, you know, a 50-pin lead is better than a 20-pin lead, isn't it? Oscar just ripping the rack again. He's taken a few paces to the left on the approach there, opened his shoulders up to try and open the lane up, searching for a little bit more reaction. We saw early on how wide he could go and still make the pocket. Fantastic snapping in the back end. So much rotation on the ball.
He's still completely ice cool. He's going to re-rack as well. I think the temptation for the younger players when you're in this sort of form is to want to get straight back to that delivery line, but you've got to keep your rhythm, you've got to keep the pacing just right. And just 24 years of age, Palermo here playing like a veteran.
Yeah, it's an important ball. It's, a strike here is going to make 260 plus. Well, the Moose crowd have gone haywire again. Oscar's just going to change ball for the last shot. Just to see what reaction he gets with that. Playing safe. Quite a professional move. This for 279.
Took it just a touch wider. And it's not the 279 that he could have got, but 276 is still a brilliant first game from Oscar Palermo. And that has put him in pole position in this match. And the Finn earns himself a big lead. Michael Schmidt of Canada has got some tremendous work to do in the second game.
Schmidt has dominated Canadian bowling, but is yet to achieve his goal of becoming a pro and joining the PBA Tour. These two powerhouses of bowling are sure to delight the crowd in the second game. As we rejoin the action, it's Palermo ahead, 276 to 227. It's the World Cup winner from 2006 against the man who won the title the year before. So over to our commentary team of Cass Edwards, Simon Golding and special guest Jason Belmonte.
Second game about to get underway. Oscar Palermo, the two-hander from Finland to bowl. And talking of two-handers, I'm delighted to welcome Jason Belmonte, the 2007 World Tenpin Masters winner, into the commentary booth. How are you, Jason?
Yeah, mate, I'm all right. How are you going?
Yeah, good. Good to see you. And, well, we've asked you into the commentary booth specifically to talk about this young man. Yeah,
there's a couple of things that Oscar and I have in common. Probably the most obvious is we bowl the same.
That two-handed style, it's still pretty unique in the world, isn't it?
Yeah, there's more and more of us coming out of the woodworks every year. But, yeah, Oscar is definitely, you know, he's pioneered it. He's one of the best. And as you can see with that shot, the pins just fall backwards before the ball even hits them. I think they're scared.
It's the draft off the revs, I think, Jackson, that's blowing them over. Now, Palermo looks as cool as you like, and Michael Schmidt, Jason, just having a few problems out there.
Tell me about it. I know exactly how he's feeling. But the thing about Mike is he's an extremely confident player. He believes in himself. And he does. He believes he can win every match he bowls. And in this format, look, anything can happen. The way Oscar's bowling, it's not going to be easy. But Mike's he's not going to lay down. He's going to make sure Oscar keeps getting up and keeps striking.
Yeah, great finish to the first game from Michael Schmidt. And did the only thing he could do. He struck off the card.
Yeah, the problem for Mike is that he's playing catch-up now because Oscar's leading off in this second leg of this match. So everything that Oscar does, Mike's got to do just to stay in touch.
We can take a look at that two-handed grip, Jason.
Yeah, it looks pretty good.
And it does allow you to get those extra rotations on the ball, doesn't it? But it's actually not that comfortable to bowl two-handed. It's not that easy.
Oh, well, depends who you're asking. I mean, I think it's quite confident, quite comfortable. If you ever see me bowl one-handed, it's not pretty, and there's a reason why I do bowl two-handed. But I mean, Oscar and I, we've been doing it since we're basically could walk. So it's kind of like anything. I mean, you know, I'm sure Tiger Woods' golf swing is extremely hard to copy, and that's probably because he's been doing it forever as well.
And you guys did it because the ball was just so heavy when you were small that it was just the only way you could get the ball down the lane.
Exactly. Unfortunately, Mike there went a little high, left the 4-pin. I don't know really what we can say. I mean, it was a good shot. Just checked a little earlier. I'm sure he was hoping for another 4-pin trip like he had the last game.
Yeah, Jason, I think he just moved a few balls left on the approach there just to try and open the lane up a bit. But as I say, left the 4-pin standing. And oh, by the way, Jason Belmonte, Bowling World Writers Bowler of the Year. Congratulations.
Yeah. Congratulations, Jason. Well, it's nice to get that recognition. You've certainly put the miles in around the world. You're a face in all the big bowling areas on the globe now. And you enjoy yourself at the World Tenpin Masters, but didn't quite go your way this year.
No, you know, I had to play against a guy who's never been here before. He had nothing to lose. Plus, it was his birthday. I mean, every time I think about it, you know, I really had no chance to win.
Stacked against you, and Palermo turns it into a turkey. Great start to the second game, and well, as we chat away here, Palermo is going about winning this match in emphatic fashion. Yeah,
I think Mike's he's in a little bit of Schmidt right now. He needs to work something out, and look, to be honest, there's really nothing more that Mike can do when someone is bowling against you and striking as much as Oscar is. You just got to pray that something disastrous happens, but I can't see it happening.
Yeah, as I say, he's playing catch-up, but he's not been allowed to catch up because Oscar's perfect again.
Straight through the head pin.
Well, that's good night, Vienna. He's not going to come back from that.
Well, that's exactly what he would have needed Palermo to do to leave that huge split.
Yeah, it's flush through the pocket, flush through the 1-pin. 6-7-10 split. More than likely to be an open frame. It is makeable. Unfortunately, it's another open frame, and well, as I say, that's probably the match all over now.
Well, the problem for Mike is he's standing a little further right than Oscar, so every time he makes a move left, he actually finds it's going to get drier and drier because the high revolution ball of Oscar has already been there. It's burnt up the lane for him, so it's kind of hard for him because every time he moves a little left, the ball's going to be hooking more and more. He needs to get where Oscar is, and well, not many people can get where Oscar is and still strike.
Yeah, absolutely valid point. I mentioned that once before. As Oscar shoots yet another strike for 4 in a row. It's one player can play in the other player's area and damage the line, corrupt the line that they want to play in, and that's what Jason was talking about.
That is some card. Look at that from Palermo. 14 strikes, 1 spare, no open frames. You're not going to argue with that.
And looking at him, you wouldn't know. You wouldn't look at him and think he had those scores. He looks very calm. He looks very relaxed.
Hey, just another day at the office.
Well, I guess that is Oscar's personality. That's, you know, he doesn't really put too much emotion into the game. He likes to keep it pretty simple.
Well, and Schmitty gets the strike again after that spare and then the open in frames 2 and 3 of this second game.
Yeah, just a little bit of half pocket here, but manages to get the chain reaction, mix them up. Jason, while you're here, just come back from the States, and I understand you met some of the PBA superstars.
Yeah, they're okay.
Good time?
They're all right blokes, I guess.
They treat you well?
Yeah, mate, look, they're phenomenal guys. You know, I was a little worried when you're going over there and you're some amateur kid from Australia. I didn't know how they're going to react, but every one of them had 5 minutes for me to chat, or longer, or whatever it was, and always more than willing to help, which was something I was very grateful of.
Oh, by the way, guys, Oscar's just rolled another strike. So, any name drops? Any names you want to drop from the States?
Look, I met, honestly, all the top guys. Pete Weber, Walter Ray. Actually, I had a really good chat with Walter Ray. He himself is actually practicing the two-handed style. And I had to ask him, I said, Walter, you've won more PBA titles than anyone in the world. You've won more money than anyone in the world. you're the most accurate bowler in the world. What are you doing practicing two-handed bowling? And, well, Walter's an extremely smart guy, and he said, you just never know when you might need it. And I said, all right.
Great stuff. Michael Schmidt then to try and double up, and he does. And the crowd on Schmidt's side here, they want to see him perform as well as he can in the second game.
Yeah, again, light in the pocket, makes the carry, carries all 10. Well, it's a double time, so, you know, maybe to say that. What a comparison this is, look. Really high backswing from Mike Schmidt. Oscar low at the line, steady.
You see, the biggest difference from a one-handed to the two-handed bowling, obviously apart from the fact that we use two hands, is our backswings can never get as high as a one-handed backswing. We can't pull both hands that far up. So for me, I always find it's a lot more compact. And I guess the bigger the backswing you have, I guess the more errors you could make. There's more room for error. And I think that's one of the positives about two-handed bowling is the swing is very compact. Everything's very close to the body, and I feel like there's less room for error than when you bowl one-handed. But again, that's just me.
That's a good point.
Fascinating insight for some of our younger viewers and younger bowlers out there listening. Oh, by the way, guys, Oscar's gone 6 in a row.
The six-pack for Oscar Palermo. Michael Schmidt looking for a turkey. 3 in a row. And he's got it. Strike City now, isn't it?
Yeah, great reaction. Bit of a comeback there for Mike Schmidt. Doesn't want to go down looking too bad.
Well, that's how things stand. Oscar Palermo of Finland in complete control of this match at the moment, but we're heading for a tasty shootout to close this second game. Oscar Palermo of Finland compiling a very good score indeed in this first round match at the World Tenpin Masters against Michael Schmidt, and he can't make it 7 strikes in a row, and that's what he managed in the first game, but he's going to have to spare this one out. That reduces his possible maximum to 5-5-5, but he's in total control of this match.
Yeah, I don't think he'll be too upset about leaving the 4-pin. I think he's looked at the scores. He's a very clever guy when it comes to math. He already knew what he had and what Mike had, and well, basically now Oscar can kind of put it in neutral and just let it roll down the hill.
Cruise control.
Or cruise control, yeah.
Yeah, not under pressure at all.
Michael Schmidt with that horrible situation now. There's still a fair way to go in this match. He knows what's happening. He knows that he's going home. But he's got to bowl it out. Through the head pin again, and it's just not happened for the Canadian.
Yeah, look, I know exactly how he's feeling. You fly halfway around the world, and you come here, you don't bowl to the best of your ability, and then you're kind of sent packing, and it's never easy. But in saying that, we all know the format coming here. We know the possibilities. Like last year, I mean, you can go all the way, get a few breaks, go your way and win, and then you can do the opposite the year after. But look, Mike's a great bowler. He's a nice guy. He's not going to let this bother his career too much.
Well, Palermo has upped the pace here. He's just trying to get this one through and done, and he's not going to give Michael Schmidt any time to settle at all and think about this.
Yeah, no, as Jason said, it's Mike knows he's going out here, and it's just a matter of, OK, let's move on. Where's the next tournament coming from? And he's just getting a bit of reaction off the crowd. Yeah, come on, help me out here, you guys. I know I'm beaten, but I want to go home looking good. And this is great. What a reaction from the Barnsley fans. Love their bowling here.
Oh, great stuff. And the man from Manitoba getting good reaction on the lane and from the crowd. That's good stuff. Nice to see from Michael Schmidt. Hey, it's just one of those days, but he's determined to still enjoy himself here at the World Tenpin Masters.
Yeah, it's important when the match is out of reach that the players still involve the crowd a little bit. I mean, once the game is done and dusted, it can get a little, well, I wouldn't say boring by any means, but, you know, it's the result's done. Everyone knows what's going to happen, and it can get a little quiet. But it's good when the players say, hey, look, I'm going, but I'm still going to have some fun, so help me out.
Oh, look at that. Well, his arm's still in his socket. Unbelievable.
I'm sure the pin deck actually moved backwards on that shot. I'm sure it's moved back a few inches after that ball.
Oh, this is good. Both players getting the crowd on their side. Palermo just tried a few experiments in that last set of balls, but Michael Schmidt now just getting the atmosphere really fired up for his closing few shots. He's on his way home, but he's on his way home in style. Good foundation frame from Michael Schmidt.
Perhaps he could do with a few more mooses on his side. And he's the man to bring them with him.
See, now I wonder, right, as a bowler in this, when it is dead silent, every sound can be heard. So I wonder if it would be better for the bowlers if we get this kind of sound every ball.
Yeah, you never know. It's not working for Oscu, though.
Yeah, I don't think Oscu's going to be for that rule.
I think he prefers the sound of silence.
Yeah, but it makes great viewing, doesn't it, Jason? And I appreciate that you guys like all this crowd reaction. It's a real high
The backup ball.
Yeah, absolutely. Look at that. Trick bowling from Oscu.
He's gone coast to coast to coast.
Again, another advantage of two-handed bowling. No thumb. You can throw the ball anyway. This one could go about 73 miles an hour. Oh no, one-handed.
The one-hander from Palermo. It's not right. The man's got so much talent. Palermo with a great performance in this first round. And unfortunately for Michael Schmidt of Canada, he's the one that's been on the end of it. And Palermo, Jason, looks in irresistible form.
Well, when you shoot 513 for your aggregate, you know, you're averaging well over 250. You're happy.
Well, look at that. The camera's shaking because the audience are just making such a noise in the grandstand. Oh, cracking stuff. Well, well done to both players. This is the right spirit. This is what the World Tenpin Masters is all about.
Yeah.
I don't think they've got any more, Michael.
Well, it's international bowling at the highest standard. It's the highest standard of audience participation that we've seen probably anywhere on a Tenpin televised match. They are just loving it here at Barnsley, and the bowlers responding.
That's fantastic. And Michael Schmidt has got everyone on his side. Who said bowling's not fun? Certainly not us. Great stuff from Michael Schmidt.
You know, Michael's going to shoot nearly 460 here, and he's going to be on the losing end of this match.
It's a cracking effort from Michael Schmidt. Unfortunately for him, it's not a win. Oscar Palermo on the day, just too good. But Michael Schmidt played well. The crowd love him here at this World Tenpin Masters. But it's another double-hander, Oscar Palermo, that is going to progress through to the quarterfinals. And Jason, a thoroughly deserved win.
It really was. Oscar, in that form, he's going to beat anyone in the world. And you know what? I'm cheering for him because he's flying the two-handed bowling flag high. So let's just hope he can go all the way.
He might just do that. Oscar Palermo of Finland, 5-13, beats Michael Schmidt of Canada, 4-6-1.